I wasn't sure how long.
That was pretty kamikaze deer right there.
That was pretty close. Was it just about a half a mile or so back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I saw something in the woods. I saw something moving and I didn't see it. Stuart. What's up, brother? How's it going, man? Doing good out there? Got the contour. Nice.
I got mine back 2 times. It broke off 2 times.
Really?
And people, the first time, somebody just picked it up and handed it back in at the front where registration was. And I just happened to go up and ask. I didn't think anybody would actually pick it up. Got it back that time. The second time was down at Greenbrier. Hit a tree, fell off. Guy called me 3 weeks later. I had my phone number written on the side of it, and he mailed it back to me.
That's a good call.
Now I put a tether on it, so even if it breaks off, it can't go anywhere.
I had a tether on it, but it was dangling across my helmet, so I ripped it off. I threw it in the woods. I
ran an entire hair scramble. The first lap, it broke off. The whole time, it was banging against my face.
Yeah. I did like 5 turns, and I was like, wow, this is
How did you get back here some other way, obviously? No, I turned around right after I passed. Because I didn't see somebody.
Yeah, that was a long transfer.
7 miles transfer. And we got to do it again. As soon as I can.
I found out it was the same loop twice.
That's pretty close to you. I got you. I did a 2 with the 25 on 1. And actually, you got me on that one.
I know where you got that.
Yeah, I got a 3 with something. Hey, I guess it's a little fast for me. Yeah, I'm not crazy about flying through those rocks. I got arm bumps so bad back there. It was horrible.
A lot of it's dodge. You sound like you're John not
Yeah, you just never know what's going to be around that next corner. I was crawling through that last rock section. I figured that. My arms pumped up so freaking bad.
I didn't get you by much. I dropped
2, right?
1606. 306.
I get it.
21.
21 with a 20.
I saw it, but I was already kind of
Yeah.
at the back end, like
I think I'm feeling a lot better in the afternoon.
You're bucket.
I couldn't walk at all. Couldn't even use the freaking brakes.
I can't get a I can go, but I can't push.
Yeah. No, every time I start to get on it out of a turn, some back end kicks out just a little bit, and then I hit a rock, and it starts dancing back and forth.
Right, yeah.
30 seconds.
Man, it's weird riding here. It's like you can't push. Your front end will just go whoosh out through the bushes.
My front's holding on pretty good. It's just my back I gotta watch.
Yeah, I'm having problems with the holding the front thing.
I got a brand new 59 on the front of mine. New bib.
Yeah, that's
It's hooking up pretty good.
This is the problem I'm going to join. Where are you?
Hair scrap is great.
What club do you
I'm VFTR.
Oh, yeah.
We go back to the game? Nah, there's another one after this. Oh, yeah, you do. You do. You don't do the last section on each one. So, yeah.
You have to run 2 extra sections. Oh.
Gotta man up. One of these little things. Still feeling a little bit extra.
My hands are creeping up right here. My hands aren't going up now.
We're Denison out. Must have been going pretty slow on that transfer. Husky passed me.
Did he?
I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, they're cool.
You hear about the new T300 Husky, 54 horsepower with a 300. So it's got the torque and the horsepower. But they said it's not real aggressive. You know, it's got the same kind of 300 power delivery. It's just got a little more down below and more on top too. The only thing I don't like about them is that freaking plastic subframe.
Yeah.
That's a horrible idea.
I mean, it's nice, it's cool they're trying to lighten it up, but at the same time...
Hey, how much weight? You ever taken the subframe off? It weighs like 3 ounces, even if it's steel.
Yeah, I don't know. One good ass over take-up. Is it going to break or is it just going to bend? It's
Steve Marshall broke it.
I'll get that next one.
Broke it in rattlesnake.
The fucking smoke is so bad. When we took off in that last check, I actually went down the first gear because he took off and you couldn't see with the sun and the smoke. I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
And it went that way for 200 yards. And I tried to catch up with him. I did catch up with him.
It was rough in there.
Tree,
Yeah.
and then he got stuck in a spot.
Just that one
ahead of me,
rock.
he must
There
have
was that one section that was
When I
nasty.
came up, I couldn't even see where the fucking
Look forward to doing that again.
Oh, the smoke's that bad. I mean,
I'm getting arm pumped so bad. I think I'm gonna be doing a lot better in the afternoon once it goes away.
I think Dennis has 4. And he had 5. I think you.
Travis got me on the last one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he got a 58, so he just got the flip, and I got a 20.
thing is just like jerking. He'll just
I'll take it.
No, he was ahead by 2.
Ooh, that's
Travis?
fucking ass.
Where's he at?
Yeah.
over there now.
Look at his scorecard.
Straight across.
He dropped more than 2 in that last section.
Really?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I need to go.
He dropped 2, 225,
And
220.
we'll get in sections where we'll come down to the corner, and turn, you'll get on one of the dirt roads. Yeah, I can't see. I don't even know where the fucking trail is.
I missed a few.
I told you it was bad. The last year I ran this run with a brand new tire, bib, both front and back, and then I went and did Michaux Enduro, which Dennis and Jill took me like down the back way to where we had to go to our checkpoint. It was like 7 or 11 miles. We ran at 70 miles an hour. Fucking bibs are done.
Yeah.
I got two rides on the bib.
Oh, this is the club I'm probably going to join.
Oh no, I've seen all that. This is the only thing they have. And
They have the hair scramble, which is really good.
They got you running this dual sport, which is.
I'm sure they dropped the
I
Enduro
mean,
for
today
free.
I was actually getting cold. I'm thinking, I don't think you guys have a fire.
Yeah.
I was talking to Brad. He was saying they're not even going to be able to have the Irish Valley back at the same place because it's so screwed up from the spring when it was with all the snow and everything. He said they can't fix it. They tried, they can't get it fixed. So I'm not sure what they're going to do.
real technical little up and down.
They can go back to the trail they had last year, which I actually like.
the guy was fishing?
But
Why don't they just go back just like our hair scramble? Then you went up a little bit. Why don't they just move over? Or just,
that's nothing compared to theirs.
or just go like
You
this.
got ruts that could you could fall into and never get out.
Just zigzag the whole fucking thing. And, you know. Yeah, I got one of them rock sections. And then he got up. There was no other line part.
Yeah.
Couldn't get around him. Then I tried to take off when he started to get around him. Wide open.
I can't find it. It's a tough place to put.
I just made it on that. I even let Pasquale go by, and I looked up in the air and I was like, not again. I was like, because Al had to go through. He said he's yelling You know, you come out and you got a 5 and I got a 5. God. The first one got we were all right there together.
I think I can drop down to a 1 on the first one in the afternoon.
Well, it gets beat out. That's the thing though. Some of these sections, they had us come up through the woods with that wet slimy rocks. Ooh, that's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
It almost pays to be on a front number for that.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be, if you were like a 40 and then another 30.
Yeah. It's a tough place.
Yeah, you know what? When the course was all woods, it was just fucking punishing. Because, you know, they had those sections, and then they would put you in a tight slow section, where it was nothing but the double A that we rode last week, like that. And then but right now, all they let these guys run is like in Jersey, they let you ride these cart routes. That's all they let you run. Every now and then, we get in a little something.
Yeah.
And then it's right back
dangerous.
What's that? Running
down those,
Yeah.
I was telling you, every time I go to get on it, coming out of the turn, the tire squirms over and it slips a little bit, back end kicks out, and then I hit a rock on this side. It started dancing back and forth. Not only can I not get back on it, you know, I can't get the traction, but it's just dangerous.
I don't like the speed. I don't like going.
No, I feel like every time I come around the turn, there could be a rock there.
But I had to back off on Al in that first section because I was choking up on him to stay right on his line. And he was fucking throwing rocks over on me and throwing shit at me. And, you know, you come up and there'd be a log doing this across the trail long ways in front of me. So like on that last section,
There was that log that there was two pieces and it came up like this. It was like hollow, but it had like a ear coming up.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I know, I missed it with the front, but the back end caught it. And it threw my ass inside.
the first year I came up here,
Deer up here. Yeah.
the first year I came up here, I bent the front sprocket, or front disc, and bent the rear sprocket. I was able to finish the Enduro because of the speeds were slow. Like when I did it, it was nasty rod and stuff, so I was able to finish out. I didn't like the first section. That's for the water runoff. The kid doesn't do erosion paranoid. Let us run the fucking woods. What are you saving it for? What are you saving it for? The fucking Chinese? They'll come in here, they'll show you how to cut it the fuck down. They'll come in here, they'll flatten this motherfucker and let all the shit down. You just saved it. 21.
Alright, get ready. See you guys later.
Oh, so you got me by 22 seconds.
You know what? I thought that was a dash.
Just, you know, hey, like a little teeny footpath in there.
I just totally mellowed out. Yeah. And I was like, well, let's see, Trevor must have crashed. So I'm just gonna chill, catch my shit. And I, right at the end, dude, I heard you. I was like, oh, back, baby. Yeah, you're all right. In the wide road sections, like I can make up speed. I like that old creek bed where we were crossing in and out of it on my road. Yeah. I don't know how I knew which way I was going. I don't know where
You know what I mean? Just put a ribbon across there and just let us go. You know, what the hell's the difference if you're in the woods 20 feet? They're worried about us tearing up.
Go off into that grass, right? We're gonna ruin it.
Well,
So
here's the thing. Look at the bulldozer. Fucking, this is never ever happened. It's been a million years and this has never killed back here.
29. Put you on a map.
What's that?
On a map, the road.
Yeah, so that means
Last time I did this event, we parked and we started in a different campground. And it was like on an angle, and then there's like a steep bank, and they dropped you right off the end of that.
Oh, yeah?
And there was this like low-lying area, like swampy, ruddy, rooty.
that had to be more than 3 years ago. Because I did this like my first year. Except for the first year I did it. They allowed those guys to use the woods. And there was some nice, they had this moon rock section where it was just monster rocks. We used to have to jump up on these rocks on the big great step. It was really cool. Step down off of them. And just like riding normal.
They had one section where there were like 2 rocks you had to ride.
Yeah. I got up on it and fell over, but I got up on it.
Yeah.
And they had spotters there and everything.
Did you see Neil? I haven't seen him since the guys on the line.
He was the last part.
I haven't seen him since. He blew a turn and I was yelling at him. Like on one of those dirt roads.
Yeah, there was a couple of them that I overshot just by a little bit.
Yeah, they're putting the arrows really close to the turn.
Yeah, yeah, you never see it ahead of time. Some of these turns come up on and you're like, which way is it going? You see skid marks this way,
I'm
skid
having
marks this
trouble
way.
slowing down too. You come out from those ATV trails and like a couple of times I thought the turns were only a little like this, and then they were like this instead, so I couldn't make them. I had to
Jump into the woods and yeah.
They're looking right down in front of you because you know there's going to be a freaking boulder down there.
I'm not
That's the thing that worries me about the high speed, like connectors. Yeah. Is that, I don't know if you saw this, they had like the rocks that were painted in.
Yeah, we do that moonshine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How about some tree branches up in front of them with X's and arrows and orange on it?
Yeah,
Like,
that might be nice.
yeah. Here's your boulder rail. Imagine guys on this end. I saw one guy that went around the right. He was going too fast and couldn't make the left. I saw the skid out there. Pretty good. All right, I'm going to move over here to Al.
Have you guys using any of Trails and Shotgun? Have you guys in that, are you using any of them?
We had a gas stop now. The bike? Yeah. The old, that's like abandoned building. Yeah. So that's the first gas stop in Moonshine, and that's also the first gas stop at Shotgun. But from Shotgun, we rode down to direction, and then we went down to Nader right. When we went down to Nader right, and then we came back up the hill, then that was some of the trail taking back. That's the cool sort of idea.
To hurricane.
Oh, we got it.
He's up there.
Oh, yeah.